Hello, my name is Ava. I'm so happy to be here. Hi, Richard. Hello, Harry.
Hi Eva, hi Henry.
你
I'm
说
so
开始。
happy to be here with you guys and for this broadcasting.
好了。
Hello, hi, Ava, hi, Richard. Thank you for having me on, and then it's great to see you for this week's episode.
Okay, so let's start the other new one. Please, Harry, could you read for us? And today we have a picture or something. I think we need a Richard, maybe more explained. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, Eva, I want to add several sentences about today we start a new series, a new topic about the analysis report of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine after in 2021 about the adverse events, and this report is very important because it's like hidden and by the Pfizer and the FDA in US, but now it's exposed. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Harry. Please go ahead.
Okay, now please look at the first slide. Thank you, Eva. The first one, general overview of adverse events. It's estimated that the approximately B4 doses of BNT 162b2 were shipped worldwide from the receipt of the first temporary authorization for emergency supply on December the 1st, 2021 through 28th February 2021. Cumulatively, through February 28th, 2021, there was a total of 42,086 cases reports. 25,379 are medical confirmed and 16,707 non-medically confirmed, containing 156,893 events. Most cases, 34,762 were received from the United States, 30,739. United Kingdom, 30,404. Italy, 2,578. And Germany, 1,913. France, 1,506. Portugal, 866. And Spain, 756. The remaining 7,324 were distributed among 56 other countries. Please look at the next slide. For this one, I cannot. Richard, could you please explain this one? I cannot see this this page for somehow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can help. Thank you, Henry. So this second page is about about all of this data and the adverse events, the cases. They categorize in different, like in gender, like a female, they got 29,914, and male 9,182, and also about by the age range. Men like 31 to 50 is a maximum a group 13,886, and the next one is unknown, but the specific category is between 18 to 30 years old. It's nearly 5,000 cases. So and so it's about a different category. Henry.
Okay, please look at the next one. Thank you. So as shown in figure 1, the system or Oregon classes SOCS that contains the greatest number, greater and equal 2% of events in the overall data set were general disorder, and administration site conditions. 51,335 AEs. Nervous system disorders, 25,957. Muscular skeleton and connective tissue disorder, 17,283. Gastrointestinal disorder, 14,996. Skin and subcutaneous tissue disorder, 8,476. Respiratory, thoracic, and mediastinal disorder, 8,848. Infectious and infestations, 4,610. Injury, poisoning, and procedure complications, 5,590. And investigations, 3,060 and 93. Okay, the last one. Thank you. Okay, again, Richard, could you read this one for me because I cannot see it?
Yeah, actually, for this, the fourth page is about the different kind of, the disease related to the organs. It's about, it's like defined by the system organ classes. So each class, they don't have the specific number on this page, but you can see the maximum cases is of a nervous system, which actually I Google what is a nervous system of the human body, and I printed the concept of this. You see, the nervous system is the body's master command center, and it consists of the brain, the spinal cord, and a complex network of nerves. It receives sensory information, processes it, and direct bodily response, controlling everything from conscious thought and movement to involuntary functions like heartbeat and breathing. Why I read this one and I share this information and the concept, because the nervous system is with the maximum cases, adverse event, and also it's the most important part of the human body. So we can see that, as Miles Guo said, that this is like a bioweapon, with this virus and the vaccine. So it's they try to attack the nervous system. Ava.
Yes, thank you. When you talk the numbers, there's a big number. I think about last year when one of my friends, we talk about the COVID-19 vaccine. Then I told her, I was talking about like do you remember the one of the Dr. McCullough? He he did 325 autopsy, which is 73.9% people die like because the COVID-19 vaccine. And then what I thinking today, this kind of number is really like really answer her question, because last year we have a big argument. She said, "Oh, how come only like a 325 autopsy report?" And then there's the numbers cannot convince her adoption. Then what I see today, I feel like, oh, this is a really good report. Then I can show her. That's that's what I think. Sorry. How about Richard? What do you think?
Yeah, actually, this report, frankly speaking, make me recall a lot of things happening in 2021 when the vaccine, started to be promoted. And especially what the media says and the government said, from this report, we can see it's very clearly that it's about the time period, time course of December 1st of 2020 to February 28th, 2021. So it's all about the cases in 3 months. And we know that that the vaccine is for the virus, but now we know that they don't go back to check the origin of the virus. It's a CCP virus, right? But they made the vaccine very fast to be on market, even in less than 1 year. But we know that usually the vaccine usually take like 3 to 7 years, right? 5 to 7 at least. So we know that it's not reasonable, but because of that specific period with a threat of government and the media, and the people get like the no other choice. And another issue is that so the United States and the UK are with the most cases regarding the countries. You see, United States is like 13,700, and UK is similar. But now look at the situation today. US and the UK, especially UK. It's like people are like suffered from the invasion by the Middle East and the illegal immigrants. And also as I know that they also got the one of the biggest percentage of the vaccination in UK, and the US the same. So we know that the US and UK, they are the main target by the evil power, by including the CCP. So it explained a lot, this report, and recalled me a lot of things during that period. Eva.
Thank you, Richard. Yes, when we doing the broadcast, I always want to learn, because I really want to convince my friend or my relative. I really want to remember those kind of a number. So maybe Henry, do you have a good idea to just tell them to tell my relative or friend, see this report, the numbers really is can convince some people, or what do you think, Henry?
Yeah, thank you, Eva. The number as like far as I'm concerned, this is quite scary, is quite intimidating. Yeah, you know what? Even as Richard pointed out, this is just collected by the system, by a virus, a vaccine adverse events reporting system, collected like within just 3 months. Okay, just 3 months. Please also know that it's why I say it's intimidating, because even virus, like even the doctors, they view virus as a burdensome and time consuming, because virus is a very passive surveillance system. Doctors must manually input data, including those great details like demographic, like age, those names, outside of their standard clinical workflow. In other words, so this system does not encourage doctors to report vaccine adverse events, because it's very time consuming, and it's not a work, it's not a burdensome, and sometimes it causes trouble for the doctors. So the number of the cases should be only the tip of the iceberg. This is what I assume. The truth could be even more intimidating. But please know, even these reported cases are scary enough for people say no to the jabs, because if you even by WHO's standard, safety refer to how rare serious adverse events are after getting a shot. Statistically, these occur at a rate of less than 0.001%. You can be say safe, but just do a little bit of math, Ava. So if you do another way, just do a math, and you will see this could not be released and administered to the people around the world, and there's no mandate. That's even wrong, Ava.
Thank you, Henry. I always think about the people, when I talk to them about the COVID-19 vaccine made people die, and then I always searching some kind of number or some kind of like for example, before we talk about like why the Canada government take down the list of doctor who died after 100 doctor died, they take down from the website the name because of course we know the reason. And then I tell my friend, and also today with this kind of big number, I think I can talk again. But I know some people they still don't believe it. Maybe they are their destiny. How about Richard? What do you think?
Yeah, frankly speaking, now when I look at the friends around or we meet, when we meet, I know that they have family members. Almost all the friends, they have family members got sick and cancer or died of cancer. So I know, but now not like you. I already give up persuading them or try to telling them that to tell them the truth. No, I know they will not accept. I know that. So but yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not that optimistic, but still. That's a situation. I think most of them they will not accept. They believe what they did, and they have no other choice.
Thank you, Richard. Sometimes I tell myself, stop in there. Don't talk about that. But sometimes, yeah, after I tell myself, then still cannot stop. But yeah, whatever. But today, these numbers, I really think can really like uh, convince somebody maybe. Oh, how about let's take a look, Miles scores one of the clip, and then we come back to talk.
疫苗打下去多死老人留下年轻人，再他自己也不打。这一系列的操作就是什么？去除所谓共产党内心的社会累赘，就是老年人和身体不健康人，去除社会的负担，不用兑现社会保险、养老保险。更重要的事情，让世界不要去追溯病毒的源。你溯什么源呢？我也死人了，我死那么多人，你还找我追什么源呢？推责，然后呢掩盖耳目，偷梁换柱。然后呢，就是一个自杀式的行为，关键是自杀的不是自己的爹妈，关键是中国老百姓。说白了，就把中国老百姓当成一切的挡箭牌，这是根本。清零政策是战争需要，经济崩塌前的需要，政治稳定的需要，20大的成功开的需要，只有共产党几个家族需要，没有一个人需要。
Yes, just like Miles told us, CCP never care about their own people, and they give like elderly people a vaccine. And then I ask my relative like why the CCP never give a free something like a free, and even the vaccine. Don't you think about it? Why when you go to get the vaccine, they give you 5,000 Chinese yuan for you have a vaccine, and this is like a big question mark. But some people they just take it. Yeah, this is really I'm so angry. How about Henry? You have some kind of heard this kind of things in mainland China?
Yeah, just thank you. I just met two, typical, category of friends. One is, their family. They just say, hey, in China, we do not, no one can ask them to take, vaccine. You will see how powerful they are. Okay, so but before they get out of the country, they come to the North America, they have to take one. So this is the only one in order to board the airplane. So they do not take vaccine. Please, this is no, this is the first. The second one, I just met a young man, and he was forced to take one because to take 3 shots because of her mom. Okay, her mom was worried that he is the only son. He worried that if he didn't take this one and she would lose this son. So she was forced to take one, but he didn't want to, and he told me that he got a very very like a severe kind of a response after side effect after shots. So and I regret it. Later, I asked him to do some research. He said he already know what's going on. So so that these 2 group of people you will see just echoed Mel's what Mel said. Some powerful people, family, they don't do this. They know what this vaccine is for. So yeah, you think about this. You issue authorization for a vaccine only when scientific evidence prove that the vaccine is safe, effective, and manufactured to a high quality standards, right? No potential risks, But as we know that this vaccine didn't work, because all my friends, I could say with confidence, and all my friends around me, no matter they take or did not take, they all got infected with COVID. Okay, so in other words, it didn't work. Okay, it doesn't make a difference. So that's why we show our take our hats off to Miles Gore, who gave us this intel and save millions of people's life. Eva.
Yes. Thank you, Henry. I think it's time's up. Let's take down the CCP and see you next week and same time. Thank you.
Take down CCP.
Take down
CCP. Take down CCP.